Hi, Moon Magic Super Souls. Welcome to your readings. We are asking today for a message that you need to hear right now, something that Spirit wishes to tell you about. And we are also going to ask for detailed information for the week ahead for you. We will draw 3 cards together. This is our first. This is our second, and this is the third. We will draw a rune and a charm for each of these readings as well. Beautiful souls, welcome. Thank you so much, all of you who are following my readings week in, week out, and thank you anyone who's checking us out for the first time. This is the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Now, let us have a look and see. We have the card of Gentian. This is for pile 1. And for pile 2, we have Oak. And for pile 3, we have Willow. How beautiful. Okay, so these are our 3 cards. I should also say, for anyone new, as my background is counselling and psychotherapy, that's the world I've come from, mainstream, I do have quite a sort of psychological and emotional undertone in my interpretation. So if that's something that interests you, I hope that that will come through in the messages for you. Now, beautiful souls, let us draw a rune for each of these as well. So pile 1, we actually have the rune of Joy. Very beautiful. I'm going to put them there on that side, I think, actually. And then with Oak, we have the rune of actually Disruption. This is Hagalaz. For pile 3, with Willow, we have Partnership. Okay, let's draw a charm for each as well. Pile 1, you have a butterfly. Pile 2, oh, that one, you have an angel wing. And pile 3, you have a deer, a very young deer. I'll show that to you. Looks like a little Bambi, a very young deer. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful souls. So I will put the timestamps in the description box and in a pinned comment, so phone users can find that really easily. And yeah, I'll leave the video running just for a few moments longer for any of you that would like a little bit more time, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. Beautiful pile 1. These are very sweet cards, runes, charms. The card of Gentian says that it's actually time to reconnect with the sweetness of life. A butterfly is about transformation, and the rune of Joy is a fruit-bearing rune. It sometimes comes through after a period of hardship or difficulty. It's a new dawn, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. Gentian suggests that you've had a hard time, and it is now time to literally to reconnect with the joy of life in some way, shape or form. So that is a primary message. Let's draw more cards and see what we're shown. May we have an immediate message for pile 1, please. I'm seeing these 2 cards and that one as well. I'm going to draw also from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. The 3 cards again coming out. Beautiful souls, for anyone new to me, I have a monthly prize draw. I'm not able to offer private readings at the moment. My own circumstances don't give me that time availability, but I do give away a free private reading every month, and I also give away a pack of these cards too. If you would like to be, it's a subscriber offer, if you'd like to be in that monthly prize draw, you can add yourself to my subscriber email list. Anyway, let's not talk too much more about this, but it's just there for anyone new here to let you know about that. So you have stay on course. How interesting. To have and to hold, which is about healthy relationships, and empower yourself. Okay, then we have the Two of Hearts. Okay, we have the Seeker of Swords. Okay, so I feel like you're sort of at a bit of a crossroads. Do you know, the word that comes to mind is at a bit of an impasse. I think that's the word, an impasse. Like when you're not actually sure which way to go, or you're questioning, yes, you're questioning whether something you invested in was really right. In fact, I would venture to say something didn't work out with the Four of Hearts. We are seeing this lovely mermaid. Some sort of ship is sinking here. Okay. But interestingly enough, what we are seeing with these three mermaids sitting behind you is that I feel there is actually something on the horizon. If you have actually had any kind of a breakdown in a relationship, a friendship, there's a breakdown of something didn't quite work out, or and it's caused you to really question which way to go. But we are seeing the card that says stay on course. Okay, now this card says you are facing some big stuff in your life right now. This card is a request that you keep going and stay on course, however challenging this may feel. Please be reassured that right now this is the appropriate way forwards. The universe supports your direction, and slow and steady progress is assured. Something has not been, I sort of just feel it hasn't been flowing. You know, when you start something or you connect with something, the Two of Hearts energy, you think it's going to be a fabulous fit, and then it doesn't quite flow, or it doesn't work out. And I think it's left you really, really questioning whether it was the right choice or not. Absolutely. Stay on course. Now, to have and to hold is interesting. This card says, healthy relationships are formed through love rather than need. It is such a human thing to hold on to others through fear and insecurity, but this dynamic can stifle a relationship's potential to flourish and actually push someone away. Give your relationship the freedom it needs to form a healthy foundation of trust. Now, it is a possibility, because this is a generic reading, it's a general reading, so there's always the need to hear that message and know how it fits with your personal world. There is a possibility that for some of you this is connected to a relationship that maybe something's gone astray or it hasn't continued, and you're questioning whether it was the right course of action or not, or whether you made a mistake. This is suggesting that you do need to, or it is worthy, let's say, of persevering, but from a more empowered position. But this is a general reading, so it's not going to be about relationships for everyone. It's more about your relationship to something. So it could be a circumstance, a situation, a person, but it could equally be a project or something you're doing. But something has not run smoothly, or it's not progressing as fast or as fluently or as easy or as flowingly. Maybe it got off to a difficult start. But this reading is suggesting that it is actually worthy of staying on course with this, to persevere. You know, I am seeing this sort of real indecision, this impasse, but actually empower yourself. Empowerment does not mean that we have power over others, it means we have power over ourselves. We honour our capacity for free will and conscious choice whilst honouring the same in others. This card asks you to evaluate your present situation and take an ownership of your right to choose, with a recognition of the entitlement of others to do the same. I feel like part of the impasse may be because there's been a different, either a different approach or a different perspective. Something isn't moving forwards in, it's like the route that you thought it would take, or the way that you expected it to flow. And yet, curiously enough, your reading is suggesting that you do stay on course, that it's worthy of continuing. But I think the worthy of continuing is also coming in with a reference point of, it's like continuing and yet not trying to prescribe or dictate exactly how it will unfold. It's as if something has to begin to free flow in a more organic way, rather than in that sort of sense of you thinking you know what you want, or what shape it's going to be. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like baking a cake, really, and you have all your ingredients there, and you thought you knew exactly what cake you were going to bake, and then one of the ingredients is missing. Well, you sent someone shopping and they didn't bring one of the ingredients you needed. Let's say you were going to make a chocolate cake, and the one thing they forgot on the list was the chocolate. So you've got everything you need to make a cake, and the cake is worth baking. But it can't necessarily be a chocolate cake. It might have to be a different type of cake. There'll be other ingredients around you. You have enough here. So there's something that's got to be slightly different about it. But because you didn't get the chocolate, it's almost like you thought, well, this cake isn't worth baking. It is worth baking a cake. I know that's a silly metaphor, but it's the one that's coming to mind, so I'm going with it. Beautiful souls, let's draw some more cards for you. May we have more information, a message that my pile ones need to hear right now. Okay. I think we'll have 3 from this pack. It's that one. Definitely. Okay. Palo Santo. How interesting. What we have here is the South Node and is it Mercury or is it? No, it's Pluto. We have Pluto. Okay, so there's some kind of something that has happened is going to transform with the butterfly, with Gentian. Again, it's that return to a place of joy, return to a place of appreciation. Palo Santo Guardian. Palo Santo is, in fact, I have a piece of it here. Look, beautiful souls. Let me just show this to you. This is a piece of Palo Santo. This is just sitting with my sage. I use it for preparation. I haven't started burning this yet. I might just do this for you while we're here. Palo Santo is strictly translated. Strictly translated, it means holy wood. And you use it like a smudge stick. We set fire to it, but not burning, and we let the smudge actually, oh, that's heavenly. I have to say that's heavenly. We let the smoke purify. I think what happened, or the fact that something hasn't run to plan, hasn't flowed as you thought, sort of probably needed to happen. Perhaps you wouldn't have entered that space from a position of real empowerment in some way, shape or form. Something needed to be approached differently. We then have the card Surrender, Passion Flower. Now this is the Moon and Neptune. How interesting that we have 2 owls here sitting together. We then also have Comfrey, which is very prolific as a plant. Completion. Okay. I'm just going to adjust the camera so they're all, or just the cards, so they're all in your view. Okay, I hope you can now see everything. Now this is really interesting because for me it's given another layer of understanding to your reading. Now, I was saying earlier, there's something that you need to stay on course with. It's like if somebody went shopping, you still need to bake the cake, even though it's not going to be a chocolate cake. It will be a different cake. What I'm seeing here is there actually has been something in your world that hasn't really resonated with you, or it didn't work as it was to flow. What you're reading is saying in a very, very strong way, directly to you, is that you need to stay on course. Now it may be, it's like making that cake. It may be that there is something worth persevering with. But if you persevere with it, it needs to be persevered with because you are coming from your own position of empowerment and resonance. With Guardian, Palo Santo, Passion Flower, Surrender, which is about rebirth in many ways, transformation, seeing things from both sides, comfort, completion. Everything in your reading is about personal empowerment. And I think you yourself are on course. You yourself are going to bake the most amazing cake in the world, metaphorically. If a situation, a circumstance has not worked particularly well for you, for some of you, there will be a need to complete and move beyond it. But the reading is actually saying your pathway, your direction, your desires are on track. There may well be a completion and a closure, a letting go of something or someone or a circumstance that hasn't quite been resonating with the pathway you are heading to, walking towards. Either that circumstance, those people, that person, whatever it is, that project, is going to up its vibrational resonance, and you are going to, it will fall into line and harmony with your direction, your purpose, with you, or it will fall by the wayside and you continue on your pathway of joy and fruition. You know, this is a fruit-bearing rune. You're transforming, you're growing. This reminds me of something I said at the beginning for anyone new, my sort of psychological backgrounds. There's an amazing book called, it's called The Dance of Anger by Harriet Golder Lerner. And although that book is quite specific, it's actually about abusive relationships and about people stepping out of them, but it has a relevance to changing our energy, changing our steps, because she uses the analogy of literally changing our steps. She says if you are in an unhealthy relationship, an unhealthy connection with something, if you choose then to change your steps, then the other part of that connection, that relationship, I mean, basically, initially there's going to be a lot of toes trodden on. Okay, that's what's going to happen. You upgrade your resonance. A counterpart that was happy with you as you were, whatever that connection is, it's either got to change its steps and join you, or you're going to part company. She makes this reference point. I think it's a lovely, lovely way of describing something. So if you change your steps, there'll be a few toes trodden on, and either the circumstance, situation or person will upgrade its resonance to maintain a connection with you, or you're going to part company. She uses that reference point for codependency in relationships. But I think it's a really good analogy. You're going to bake a cake regardless. So if someone doesn't produce the one ingredient you need, it shouldn't stop you from going off and becoming a master baker. But if somebody is consistently, for example, not fulfilling their part of the deal, not buying the one ingredient on the shopping list that you actually need, even though it's really clearly there, then there's a need for you to move along. Alternatively, they may actually step up and suddenly come up with the goods. However this is, I'm kind of talking in relationship terms, but this won't be about relationship for all of you. For some it will, but not for all. For some of you, the impasse is to do with the way that something hasn't worked out. And what you're being shown is you need to stay primarily on course. You're on track. Look at the way the light is picking up in this card. I'll hold it here, but how fascinating. It literally is as I turn it around. And I need to say it's not a majorly bright day here, and yet the light is coming into this card almost whichever way I turn it. So, yeah, you're on track. Your primary growth process is definitely on track. There are some things that haven't been resonating with you, and therefore some adjustments in many ways are needing to be made. But your course is correct. Some aspect that you thought would be integrated into your current directional pathway isn't a good fit anymore. It possibly wasn't anyway, but you needed to try it out to discover it. And now, having discovered that it's not a good fit, or it's not quite right, or it can't deliver, something will need to change. It will either need to up its resonance to meet you on your terms in an empowered way, or indeed you can respect that it doesn't actually resonate with you, and you can move along and step into the full empowerment of your situation and position. My beautiful pile one, your reading is very clear actually in terms of your message. Let's just draw a few more cards to see if there is any additional detailed information given for this week. May we have detailed information for this week for pile one. Anything else that pile one need to be conscious of as they approach this week? I'm going to go with those 3 cards. Okay, so we have the 5 of coins. We have the Hanged Man, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. Right. If you are still feeling disappointed by something, look at the light coming into your reading. My apologies for pausing and voicing that, but just look at the light. Look, whatever didn't work out, try not to let the disappointment really get you down. Disappointment is truly actually an interesting emotion. I've written a lot about this in one of my books. There's a whole chapter dedicated to disappointment. Disappointment is like, it's a call to action actually. Put the brakes on, the Hanged Man. Put the brakes on because you need to stop and evaluate. Rather than getting into a space of despondency, because disappointment will generate thinking patterns that can really take you down the road of despair. Those sort of thinking patterns, it'll never work out for me, nothing ever happens, nothing ever runs to plan, you know, the good ones are all taken, all that sort of disappointment flavoured. There are disappointment flavoured thinking patterns. Every emotion has very specific thinking patterns that tend to be generated by it. I have written a lot about this. But what we're seeing here is, in your disappointment, rather than dwell in the lower vibration of disappointment, center yourself in the higher vibration of it. Put the brakes on and really take a good look at what's happening here. And then empower yourself. You can take actions either to check out whether somebody or something is really going to step up and resonate with you, it's working for you, or if it's not, it will be time for a fresh start. Just close the door, but with immense gratitude that you've closed it and seen it at this point. Because if somebody has disappointed you, and you go back and they disappoint you again, and you go back and they disappoint you again, every time you get another disappointment, it's even bigger. And those disappointments can really take us on a pathway to despair. Disappointment is an emotion that, if it is accumulated, any emotion can accumulate if we don't listen to it and respond from the higher vibrational position. Disappointment accumulated leads to despair. So my beautiful souls, you're being offered a new beginning. There's actually an opportunity here. This is about empowering you, moving you to a space of joy, moving you to a space of renewed energy and potential. And I'm sorry that something hasn't worked, but whatever it is in the context of your world, you are on track. Your vision, your goal, your dream is appropriate, it's right. That is your primary message. But this week, use the energy this week as an opportunity not to remain in disappointment. And if you have gone back and you get another disappointment, don't view it as sort of from that low vibrational position. Spirit is really clear here. View it from the higher position of gratitude that you are being shown what you need to see. So there's no longer an impasse. You can choose to move beyond this. My beautiful pile one, this is such an interesting reading for you. I'm sending you a huge hug because disappointment is a tough emotion to navigate. But truly it can really be worked with in a way that is beneficial if we understand it. It's the same with all of our emotions. Beautiful souls, I have a free online library that has lots of stuff in it to do with emotions, psychology. Do check it out. The link is in the description box below, and also my books if you are interested in books that assist with your emotions. Mindfulness meets emotional awareness will assist you in understanding how every single emotion can be viewed from a position of empowerment. Beautiful souls, I shall leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me. It is an absolute blessing and a joy to connect with you all. Thank you all of you who choose to give back through the super thanks. It's awesome. Thank you so much that you are there and supporting me and my work as well. It is a blessing to read for you. Tons and tons of love, beautiful souls, and I look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon. Hey pile 2, welcome, and I just need to say you're being guided, my beautiful souls. I know we all are all the time, and that might seem a really peculiar thing to start a reading with, but you are being guided. There's disruption around you, there's potentially interruption around you, but you're in a really strong position. And with this angel wing, the energy of oak, this card actually invites you to let go of the reins a little bit and go with the flow. With Hagelas, the rune of disruption, I think your week is going to be quite fast paced, but you are being guided literally step by step. If something happens, or there are several things that happen that are taking you sort of this way and that, at every step of the way you're being given something, you're being shown something. You're being asked to go with the flow. It's a really clear message, even just with this card and this rune and this beautiful angel wing alone. Let's see what else we are shown. Do you know, I don't always rush into an interpretation straight away with just a card, but my goodness me, it seems so clear. I am taking, yeah, it is those three for you. Okay, so clear. Here we have more for my beautiful pile 2. And this one. Okay, let's have a look. I mentioned this in reading 1. These oracle cards, beautiful souls, if you are new to my channel, I give away a free private reading every month and a pack of these cards. It's a subscriber offer. If you subscribe and press the little bell icon, you'll get notification of all of my videos. But if you need to add yourself to my subscriber email list if you'd like to be in that prize draw. I'm not able to offer other private readings in a general way otherwise. Let's get on with your reading. So we have the 9 of crystals. Interesting and very beautiful card. We have the 6 of wands. Wow, you're going to have a super nice week, you guys. The Guardian Angel card as well. Yeah, you are being guided. You're being guided to actually bring something forth this week. Love this lovely story being told. The story will unfold Okay, the story is being written. The story will unfold. It is a story of success, of celebration. Something's emerging for you this week. But bizarrely, it's emerging through disruption. There may even be a little bit of discomfort. Let me just see. Yes, so you have the card of persevere. And look at this, you have an oak tree. Oak and oak. I mean, you couldn't write it, could you really? Who would have thought that a humble acorn could grow into a mighty oak tree? But of course, this takes time. Whatever you are involved in, this card brings a message of reassurance. Your hard work and continued effort and dedication will come to fruition. You are asked to persevere and trust. Yeah, and trust. Gosh, whatever you're working on, beautiful souls, it's part of your calling. It's part of your destiny. We have the card of the spiritual warrior. How interesting. And then we have the card internal dialogue. Right. We all have an internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive, affirming, or is it critical and judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner words and, if necessary, take steps to consciously change your language. I think you've been giving yourself quite a hard time. I think you are working on something. I think whatever you are working on, it's actually part of your current calling and purpose. It will come to fruition. 6 of Wands, success. You are being guided. That came through so strongly. I think you have moments of doubt, self-criticism. Will it work? Am I good enough? I think there's a ton of that stuff around you. And I almost feel like I'm surrounded. Oh, my apologies, there's a noise in the background. How interesting, an interruption. Did you hear the way that came in? I always trust everything that comes into a reading just flies in. Actually, I need to just bring us back to my train of thought, because I think, there we go again, how interesting. Interruption after interruption. My computer making noises in the background. I'm going to bring myself back to my train of thought. How interesting. Right. I feel like, firstly, I need to say to you, you may find there are some disruptions this week. If we're asking about detailed information for the week ahead, I think you might find there are some interruptions. Trust you're being guided. It may mean that what you're currently focused on that needs to be either adjusted or seen from a different angle, or just the timing isn't quite right. You're going to get to fruition here. We're going to get to success. You are literally being guided. I'm in the oak tree here. You need to persevere. There's something of your personal calling that you're working on at the moment. And let go of the reins a little bit. Let spirit source guide you. The train of thought that I got interrupted with just then, how interesting. You know how you can lose that thread just for a moment, but look, it's come back. I feel like I'm surrounded by your angels. It's quite interesting. If you were to see me at the moment, I have a big smile on my face. I feel like your angels and guides are smiling, almost laughing, not laughing at you in a negative way, but laughing with you. There's an enjoyment, because what you're doing is absolutely, what you're bringing forth is absolutely right. It's part of your destiny. It's part of your calling. There's something you're working on that is completely right for you. And I feel like they're standing around sort of laughing and smiling, as if they're sort of saying, look, hang on, you don't have to give yourself a hard time here. Enjoy the journey. This is going to happen. We're going to help you. This is going to come to success, to fruition. The story will unfold. You'll be shown what you need to see. So relax. Enjoy. You're being guided. I remember something actually. One of my very dear friend and also colleague, I actually met her on my very first ever counselling course many years ago. She pops into our readings from time to time actually, and she's a very, very wise lady. She's probably about 10, maybe 11 years older than me, I think, maybe. And I can remember her telling me, she had a friend who said, look, you know, angels don't exist. I don't believe in any of that stuff. And she said to her friend, she lent her friend a book which was all about meeting your angels. And her friend read it with great skepticism, because it was just not her bag. And there was a point in the book where it sort of basically said, you know, ask your angels to show themselves to you. So this friend did so. She put this question out there, expecting nothing. And throughout her entire day, she was constantly being shown signs and signals, literally to the point where she pulled out in the morning of her drive and a vehicle pulled in front, and it was like an angel delivery service across the side of a vehicle. Even later on in the day, she went for a walk and she found a key ring that somebody had dropped and somebody had hung it on a gate. You know, she went somewhere else, somebody offered her an angel cake. It was, you know, free angel cakes, try our bakery. Everywhere she went, every step of the day, through the day, she was shown signs and signals of angels. And she actually said to my friend, she phoned her up and she said, I have to tell you this. By the time she got to the end of the day, she said, I could see them. They were all around me laughing with joy. We're here. We've always been here. You just couldn't see us. And this reading has that flavour. It's like you can't quite see the magnificence of what you are trying to create. You're tangled in self-doubt and self-criticism and worrying about what other people will think about what you're bringing forth. And actually what you're doing is, it really is going to be magnificent. It will reach success. There may be some interruptions this week. We're being given that guidance now. That is coming with purpose and reason. Let's draw more cards for you, my beautiful, beautiful pile 2. Rosemary, ancient memory. You are going to be tapping into some deeper layers of memory, information, ancestral knowledge that will be relevant to whatever you're working on. And it'll be shown to you this week. It'll probably come through disruption. Sage, it's a blessing. They're trying to give you information. I almost feel they wish to channel through you, because what you're bringing forth will be magnificent and they wish to assist you in this. I mean, Sage is a purifier, it's a cleanser, but these cards collectively, Rosemary, Sage, look at these lovely garden herbs. Here is your last one. Kava Kava, community. And the butterfly of transformation. Kava Kava, this card actually speaks of, it is a herb that's used in a tea, and it expands, it opens, it awakens. I believe in the indigenous peoples who use this herb, it's made into a tea and only given to those of high elevation. In a shamanic way, it would be something that would be gifted to the elders in order to be assisted in expanding into a place of seeing, so they could bring forth messages for the good of the whole, the good of the community, the good of the people. That's why we have the butterfly of transformation, the moon and Pluto. Yes. With these cards, disruptions may occur to you this week. And I will draw some more cards in a moment just to ask for detailed information about the week. But my beautiful pile 2, what you are working on is magnificent. It is a contribution that is part of your calling, your purpose, and your contribution to a bigger picture. This week, I believe you will be shown and given information that will benefit and assist you on this pathway. You are being guided. I said that from the moment we opened this reading. Now, my beautiful souls, yes, they wish to speak through you. Information will be given, ancestral knowledge brought to your attention to integrate into whatever it is you are creating. I don't know what that is in the context of your world, whatever you may be establishing, setting up, but something that you are in the process of creating or are involved in. You have a leadership role and you have a really big contribution to make, either to it or you are the contribution that is the sole creator of it. However it is, information is to be given to you. I believe it will be coming to you this week. It may come in the form of disruption. Yes, we have the world. Isn't it interesting? She holds the world here and yet she is veiled. Yes, the veil is thin for you this week. The veil is thin. We have the Hermit. It may pay you, beautiful souls, to seek some alone time. Just that time to get still, that time to be guided, to be shown. If you meditate regularly, that's going to be particularly relevant during this week. If you don't meditate regularly, or you have been so busy you've stopped, not had the time, I would really get back into that rhythm again. Yes, you're going to be given what you need to move forwards with the again, Six of Wands again. I mean, isn't that remarkable? The Six of Wands shows up twice. Six of Wands, Six of Wands. This is a card of success. It's a card of victory. Beautiful souls. Whatever you need to achieve this week, it will be achieved. It will be achieved through, not through you trying to make it happen. It will be achieved through you letting go of the reins, entering a space of stillness and allowing your guides, your angels, your ancestors to speak through you. Whatever you need will be granted, given, gifted. And as a consequence, you will achieve exactly what you need to achieve this week, but it will flow through you rather than be of your own personal sort of human creation. They wish to speak through you, it's really clear. And that is definitely happening for you this week. Big respect to you, beautiful souls. It's a huge honor to have you here connected with this lovely community here on the Moon Magic community here on YouTube. Great honor. The level at which you're working is magnificent. You may not realize it with your internal dialogue, but actually it is. You know, this is high level spiritual pathway stuff. Sending you love and huge respect, and I'm very, very honored and feel very privileged that you are here connecting to my readings. Beautiful souls, thank you. And thank you all for being here. It is just amazing. I could sit here feeling quite humbled. I do feel very humbled, actually, by your pathway and your level of contribution. My beautiful souls, I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to all of you who give back through the super thanks. It's really, I'm hugely humbled by your contributions and donations to me and my work. And I look forward to seeing you for some other readings. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to be receiving notification as soon as I post my readings. Pile 2, tons of love. Welcome, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Willow is all about love and emotions, emotional depth, and this rune of partnership. Relationships is coming into it. You have this little deer as well. There's a very young energy, a pure energy around you. This card also asks you to be independent, to sail your own ship. And I'm reminded actually of a Khalil Gibran, part of the Khalil Gibran, The Prophet book that he wrote. And he speaks about healthy relationships as where the winds of heaven flow between you. It's like two ships sailing side by side, both sailing together, but not kind of intermingled. Now, let's just see what that is about, why that is coming through. We're asking for a message that you need to hear right now and detailed information for the week ahead. May I have, I'm seeing, yes, here we are, there's your 3 cards. And we will draw from this pack 2. For anyone new, beautiful souls, to my channel, the Moon Magic channel, I give away a free private reading and a pack of these oracle cards every month. It is a subscriber offer, and you can add yourself to my subscriber email list, which is in the description box below if you'd like to be in that monthly prize draw. I announce the winners here on YouTube. Now, I am actually seeing that card there, and also this one here. Okay, what do we have here for you, my beautiful souls? We have, okay, the Five of Crystals. We have the Nine of Hearts. Ooh, you're climbing a ladder of some sort here. You're moving closer towards something that you want. Ah, the Seeker of Hearts. This does seem to be largely a relationship reading with the rune of partnership, with willow, with love, emotions, even though the Five of Crystals, normally in a standard pack or a more traditional pack, this would be the Five of Pentacles. Nevertheless, you're moving towards something, you're climbing, you're getting closer and closer towards something. And this is a relationship reading, I think. It is, you're looking to find something, someone that will make your heart sing. Let's see what else we have. Miracles. We tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met, and yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation. This feels like it's becoming a law of attraction reading along with a relationship reading. Now, if you're thinking, well, relationships are not really on my agenda, but I was really drawn to pile 3, it could be that we are looking at something that is going to really make your heart sing. But I do think with partnership, for many of you, just all the different pieces here, this is actually about love. We then have the card Walk Your Talk. Become what you believe. Are your thoughts, words and actions in alignment with your core inner values? This card asks you to walk your talk, become your own personal hero or heroine, and step into the very best version of yourself, radiating authenticity into the world. We then have the card of mistakes. If you feel you have made a mistake, or indeed someone else has done so with an impact on you, please do not feel bad about this. Treasure and value your mistakes and those of others around you. They are the cutting edge of our personal growth and evolution. Lean into the learning and celebrate your openness to grow. Very, very interesting here. It's interesting with the Five of Crystals sitting here, because in this pack, we see a beautiful little gnome who's climbed up this ladder and is putting the final pentacle, the final coin, on this star. I feel that you have potentially suffered some losses, some things that didn't work out. And you've kind of picked yourself up, climbed back up that ladder on more than one occasion. And with this card, it's telling me that you're actually quite close to achieving your goal. If you have been wondering if your ship might never come in, or if that knight that you seek is, or knightess, this is non-gender specific, is never going to come in. This is telling me you are actually very close to receiving this. If you have made mistakes, and we all do within relationship, don't we? We meet people, relationships don't work out. I think it's the place where we learn the most in many ways. It's through our connections, our relationships with other people. You're being asked to be gentle with yourself, with this beautiful little fawn. It's very interesting, of course, Bambi, the movie Bambi. Bambi experienced a lot of loss. And the Five of Crystals sometimes speaks, the Five of Pentacles, of losses. Although it speaks of financial losses sometimes, it can be a loss of our sense of self, or a loss of someone that left us feeling perhaps more alone, having self-doubt in there, or feeling that you made a mistake, or why didn't you see that coming? You're being asked here, my beautiful souls, and it's not an easy thing to do, I feel, but you are being asked your primary message from Spirit, or two messages side by side, ships sailing side by side. Your first message is absolutely an affirmation that you are very, very close to achieving this. Ooh, excuse me, there's my doorbell ringing. Pile 3, my apologies for that little interruption. Now, I trust that everything we're shown in a reading has purpose. That particular interruption very specifically was somebody completely unexpected ringing my doorbell to give me a gift. So, I'm just going to keep that in mind and see where that fits here. I feel, first of all, I've just said that I think your first primary message, or your two messages, one is that you're closer to your goal, to finding that connection, that relationship, or the something that you're going to love. You're closer to it than you realise. The second message, my beautiful souls, is that anything that has already happened, that you might have perceived as a mistake, it came with purpose. You know, we tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met. And yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. Someone just knocked on my door and gave me a gift. It's like something, I think something that has previously not worked out is ultimately going to prove to be a gift or a stepping stone. It will offer you something. Let's ask for more information about this. I'm very, very curious about the energy around your reading, my beautiful souls. May we have information for pile 3, and information for here and now, and also information about the coming week, because we are asking for detailed information and guidance about the week to come. Palo Santo Guardian, how interesting. This came out in pile 1. We then have there's your second card. No, that is the one. Palo Santo Guardian, Milk Thistle, Peaceful Warrior. And then we have Horsetail, Patience. Oh, gosh, this is beautiful. Okay, very, very interesting cards for you, my beautiful pile 3. These 3 cards are profound. The Horsetail. Horsetail is a plant that is said to be, potentially as old as 600 million years old. It still contains its absolute purest form, and it has been used for healing. It's known as a bone mender. And I'm seeing this white horse by these springs here. With Palo Santo, which is, I actually got this out in pile 1's reading, I think it was. Palo Santo is actually literally translated as holy wood, and it is used for its profound transformative qualities. And I need to say, I've actually just noticed that after my interruption with someone coming in and offering me a gift, I took my gloves off as I went to open the door, and I've forgotten to put them on. But I think that even that has relevance. I've taken my gloves off. You know, that is a saying that is used when we choose to no longer fight something. I think that the mistakes or the circumstances that you have encountered within certain aspects of relationship, it could be love, it could be other relationships, you could have reacted in an emotionally destructive manner. But you've chosen not to. It's like the experiences you've had have caused you to, basically, you are healing the stuff of generations. I think at a level of soul, some people are here to do a level of soul work that is genetically healing the lineage you're born into, but ultimately you are here to heal the challenges within relationship that cause us the most difficulties. The gossip, the drama on in a personal way, the challenges, the people who orientate and relate through power rather than love, whether that's on a global level or on a personal level. We see it all the time, and we are going through, I think, a period of time where we are being called to change that dynamic, even our relationship to the earth. People, human beings, treat one another badly. We treat the earth badly. We do not, historically, we have not treated the earth with respect. People don't treat one another with respect. You have come here to be a transformational spiritual agent within that context specifically. Whatever else you have going on in your life, that is part of your role here. And I think you have had to experience several relationships, several circumstances of loss, of challenge, and they've hit home very hard. You've had to really, really find the energy to pick yourself up and kind of get back up again. Your message is primarily that you are closer to that end goal than you think. It's like you've actually done that work. You are reaching that point where you have grown from these circumstances and these situations. You have both benefited in a miracle way through the learning, but it's been really, I just want to say, really tough shit learning. But you've benefited from that to the point where you are strong enough to be able to be in a relationship where you are two ships sailing side by side. You have that strength of the badger, that tenacity, that truth, that honesty. Badgers are very dynamic, but they only fight when they have to. And I feel like you've taken off your gloves. You've chosen to not repeat family patterns or not buy into the patterns of those that try and provoke and cause retaliation, which of course fuels more of the same. I think your ship will come in. Your patience will be rewarded. This reading is acknowledging the layer of soul growth that you have been, and your contribution at this level. Whatever happens in the rest of your life in terms of relationships, this is honouring that pathway. But I do feel that you are now able to come into your own in some way. Now we will ask for additional guidance. Is there anything that you should be expecting that may arrive for you unexpectedly? Queen of Cups, we had that knock on the door, a reward of some sort, a gain. We have Queen of Cups. May we have information very specifically about the week ahead, please? And we have the Four of Wands. This is a card of celebration. So with this Five of Wands here, sometimes this indicates competitiveness. But however we look at it, it is a card that calls you to step up. Step into that space of possibility. You're closer than you think, beautiful souls, to reaching the point where you receive what you deserve. The Tin Man receiving the heart that he has been seeking. And here we have the Four of Wands. I think you are much closer than you realize to a harmonious relationship. You've been very patient. You've been resolving things at a core level that actually make a contribution to humanity at large. But something is coming now to you. It's like you've done that past work. You're no longer held by it in any way, shape or form. It's time to step up, take full ownership of your amazingness, to go forward with confidence, to know that you deserve. I am going to draw even more cards because I am very curious with this Four of Wands here. What is being shown to us? And we have the Ace of Cups. My beautiful souls, I think, I want to say on the provision, okay, because a reading is here and now. It's giving us information, and circumstances shift and change, energy shifts and changes, and we ourselves change our energy. Okay, we ourselves create an energetic resonance that can invite something in, or it can push it away. It can open the doors, or it can close the doors. I think this is a week when literally someone could come knocking on your door. You need to let it in. Even if it's a disruption or an interruption. That's what happened. Someone brought me a gift. I think there is the potential for some kind of a circumstance this week to open a pathway. It's not necessarily the person arriving, but it could open a pathway or a doorway that takes you on those stepping stones to where you need to be to meet that person. And you are being asked to step up. Don't step down. This is a week to step up into any possibility that you are offered, because it's leading the way here to something that you have been desiring and wanting. You've processed all this stuff. You've done that. You are now perfectly capable of independently being you, and therefore attracting someone who will value you. I think that doorway could genuinely open. For some, it could literally be that chance meeting, a miracle in an unexpected way. For others, it could be a doorway or a possibility or an invitation that opens. See that opening of your heart that takes you to that potential. And beautiful souls, I also want to say, with that unexpected gift that came into my world as I was doing this reading for you, I would also like to say, please be conscious of someone coming in who isn't, I want to say, your usual type, okay? So something that comes in that is not what you would, maybe not what you thought you were looking for. That unexpected gift, that miracle. Pile 3, keep me posted. This is your reading. I mean, with the Ace of Cups, that really comes in so clearly. And you're so much closer than you realize. You also have to be open and available to receive. Not to close yourself down to the potential of someone who might look different, might come in a different shape or size to the one that you were expecting. Be open and available, beautiful souls. I do feel you are so close to having this. Pile 3, this is your reading. I am sending you all the love in the world. If you would like to subscribe, share, like, that would be super fab. If you'd like to get any of the notifications of my readings as soon as I post them, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. And my amazing pile 3s, big respect to you for what you have been processing relationship-wise. It's not easy, you know, really, really not easy. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you for some other readings soon. I will put the links to things like my prize draw in the description box, and the phone, the comments for phone users. Gosh, I'm quite blown away by the energy of your reading. I really am. My beautiful pile 3, tons and tons and tons of love to you.